Hello, my name is Chayton, and I'm 8 years old in the blue belt.
My name is Carlo, and this is Sheena Abrams, and we are the parents of Chayton. He's 8 years old, and he's been to the Warrior Academy for more than 2 years.
We had friends that were coming here. We've got our friend Linda and Earl, their kids are here as well. And I'd always seen it advertised, but I didn't really know what it was about. And then we bumped into them one day and they said, oh yeah, our kids are going to Warrior Academy. It's so good. It's not just about martial arts. It's like, it's something different there. It's like, it's a whole 360 thing. And at that time, it was just before COVID. And then obviously when COVID happened, we couldn't really join because of all the restrictions and the financial restraints that came with COVID. Then when we came out, we started looking at potentially going back to the UK. And we just wanted to build his confidence because we know if he's changing from one country to another country, schools are going to be different, the kids in the schools are going to be different. We noticed that he had this, if it was fight or flight mode, he was tend to go into flight more than fight mode. And we just wanted him to build his confidence really, more just to not fight, but just to build his confidence. So we heard that that's where Warrior Academy is really good. It's really good at just building up kids' confidence and concentration at the same time. Another challenge that we were facing with him is that he's very academically intelligent, but sometimes his energy is so much that he finds it very hard to focus on one thing. He's like here, there, but to actually streamline himself to focus on one thing was very difficult for him, just to calm himself down.
So what he's working on at the moment, that we're trying to get him more to adhere to his conduct.
At home I do meditation and it made me more focused. If I'm extreme mad, if I meditate, it makes me calm down a bit.
So like when he does the classes, he's still a bit fidgety sometimes in the class and all of it. He has more confidence though, much more than he had before he got here. Just the conduct, like sometimes listening to the trainer, paying attention. He's there for a while and then he loses it, and then you have to like pull him back and get him back into that attention span again. But it was mainly that as well, concentration as well. That was something that was very difficult for him to do at home as well. So what we do with him now, we have him doing his meditation every night. Most nights, if we are there, we can do it with him.
There was a case on the school bus when there was a bit of an older kid who it became found out from the bus nanny that one of the older kids kept taking his tablet from him. And of course, as a younger kid, he felt like he didn't have a chance to stand up, even though there was a bus driver, there was a bus nanny, there were other people there, but he felt too shy to say anything or too scared to go to them, but also too scared to answer back. So that's something that's, from the confidence perspective, that's something that I feel like, okay, it's not just about learning to throw kicks and punches. If like, some other martial arts school, it's more about the physical development, but here it is about his mental attitude to facing a situation, about not being scared. We don't want him to be an easy target. And at that time, that's what my probably main goal was for sending him here. I was like, the other things, the concentration and that was there, but it was secondary. But my main thing is I don't want him to be I don't want him to be a target at school, especially if we do move out to the UK. That was my main concern. And I can say definitely in the year that we've been here, just over a year now, that's definitely improved. His confidence in himself has improved. Even the way that he interacts with other kids now he's not scared to say what he feels, but he's also not aggressive with it.
So before he was not reclusive, but he was never in big groups and being able to talk when they are together as kids, when they play together. Now he's confident. Like in class, he does his moves and combinations and that, and he stands in front of the class and he's confident enough to talk one. We never used to be able to do that.
We never imagined, actually. When we saw him his first ever grading, I think the first ever grading I saw him doing that, like taking the class, I was like, how did you get my child to do that? Because we couldn't get him to speak in front of anyone at home. So to get in front of a whole class, I was like, this is impressive. So there's definitely an improvement in just being able to speak in front of a group of people.
And also how your guys, they speak to them as well. When I listen and I hear them talking to the kids, they say, yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, they speak to the kids like that. They address them like that. Sir, can you please take a look? Sir, can you do this? So, and the kids, they adapted well to that, and I think they respect the coaches a lot. And they actually love the coach. Chayton out his coaches. When he knows he's going to go to them on that specific day, he's excited.
Coach Johnson is one of my instructors, and I like him because he teaches me some things when the class finishes. He tells me to become more confident and self-control. Miss Anissa, she's strict because she makes us work hard, but sometimes it's funny.
It's not like, for example, our kids go to swimming lessons as well. We go to swimming lessons, we're all just sat there, we're watching the kids swim. It's okay, it's nice. But here, it's actually, you find yourself having conversations with the other parents as well. And I think it's a very social environment for the parents as well. It's not just sitting there waiting for your kid to finish class. It feels like you're part of a bigger family, yeah. So I would actually like to, over the next 12 months, maybe see more of that way. He's becoming more of a leader. And doing it in his own, doing it on himself, not us pushing him. So that's, yeah.
And also now he's moved into the next phase now, because he's been a junior all along. But next week he will start as a more senior. So 8-year-old moving up, so you'll be with bigger boys. So we would like to see how he's going to act now, be with physically boys which are his own size and a little bit bigger. So that's
he had a growth spurt, so he suddenly became the biggest in the class. So now we're trying to push out into a class that's matching his size to see him grow with his peers, I guess, yeah.
Like most kids and their parents, we were here on and off. We traveled a couple of days, then we came back. We're here a few days as well.
We did have a holiday in the UK, and we did have a few days in Orlando where we took them to Disney World, which they were very happy. I'd say part of incorporating some of the stuff of the Warrior Academy was that even though he was physically out of Dubai, we still kept him up with some of the training and the thing of having daily exercises that he needed to do, small little daily routines that kept him in line with keeping fit.
So what we were doing is that we were following all the modules and everything on warrior.net that you guys have been doing. All the different stages and phases, and I try to let him watch those things and then let him try to do that. What he sees, let him try to do, because we have all the equipment at home. We have the punching bag, the paddles, everything, so, and the pads as well. So what he saw there, we just try to let him to practice that.
At the beginning of the summer, there was a character development workshop that we attended. The kids had a pizza night and we attended the character development workshop. And part of that workshop, that was yourself, actually, that was training. It was actually, again, getting the kids into habits of every day being grateful for something, and every day challenge. Yes, daily new habits, daily good habits, yeah. So it was either being grateful for something or doing something nice for somebody or having a goal. And these kind of things we talked about in the character development workshop. And then there was the book, that you have the black book. We kind of elaborate on that a little bit, partly because we are in and out the country. Myself and Carlo, we're in and out the country a lot. So between the two of us and our nanny, we wanted a way to find a way that we could keep it consistent. Even if one of us isn't here, the other person can take over.
At home, I have some kind of morning thing where I have to do exercising all the time. Mountain climbing, push-ups, sit-ups, a plank.
So what we did is we came up with something over the last couple of months, which just helped him to focus and develop the 3 C's that we have here: the confidence, concentration, and conduct. So it's basically a daily routine that he goes through strictly on a daily basis. So he has his daily reflections, which he goes through the day, and then he has his evening reflections at night, at what he done for the day, anything good, anything that he missed out, that he wanted to do, that he can maybe do the next day. So that's what we devised with him. And so far it's been going really well. Even during the holiday, as we traveled, we took it with us.
I'd say at least 95% of the time he maybe missed 1 or 2 days, but he kept doing that routine so that even when things were very relaxed in the summer in terms of school, he still had something to achieve every day.
So we had an issue a few days ago, a week back. We had some older kids, like practically, actually they were on the level of the younger kids in the school where they should not have been. And physically, so they were in the toilets of the younger boys, which is Chayton's age, 7 years old. And what they did was they attempted to bully him, told him that, oh, you need to wash your hands, and then they turned open the tap and the water came out hot. And then obviously they laughed about it, whatever. But actually, when he told me the story about what happened at Sheena, I was very proud of him, because he actually didn't just take it lying down. He retaliated, by using the necessary physical force that he needed to stop the bullying.
He stood up for himself,
He stood up for himself, and not that excessively went into fighting mode or anything like that with them, but it's just to make them know that, listen, no, it's not going to work like this, So he stood up for himself, and we were very, very proud of it. And he was proud of it himself. When
he told them that he's not going to be a victim in this scenario. He basically was like, I'm not going to be a victim. Whereas 2 years ago, before we started, in fact, it was one of the reasons why we did start him at the Warrior Academy, is because we felt that his confidence was quite low at that time, in terms of just in any confrontational situation or any time that he felt uncomfortable, he would always kind of back out of a situation and shy away. Whereas I would say the work that he's been doing here at the Warrior Academy, physically and mentally, and including the concentration, the meditation time, and again, clearing your head, and the physical training that he's had, combined, it gave him that confidence to kind of stand tall, face the potential bullies head on, and have the confidence to say he's not going to take it, and show them, but without being over excessive. And that was it. And it's actually helped us as a family, and it's been beneficial to other areas of our life. In terms of sibling relationship, part of his character development every day is to always do something kind for someone every day. And a lot of the days, that kindness that he shows is towards his sister. So sometimes it will be like, oh, he's going to read a story for his sister, things that he wouldn't have probably done. And there's days where he wants to do things that's nice for us. I think there was a day during the summer when I was really unwell, but he took it on himself to go and sort of grab his younger sister and go away, and they kind of made me breakfast in bed. Like, they made like toast and drinks for me, and it was all like healthy food, because they know that healthy food will help you get better. But it was more the gesture of, let's do something nice for someone because someone's not well.
They woke up and they thought, my mom's not feeling well, let me make a smile at least.
And that, I think, has come from every day of striving to do something good for someone else in the world, which is what we learned over there in your workshop. So what we've learned from the Warrior Academy, of keeping that everyday habits, whether you're at school or not at school, for adults, whether you're at work or not at work at the time, just keeping something consistent in your life gives you a daily habit, so that when you go back to your normal routine, which in this case is back to school, because he's already got normal things that he is doing every day, it's not that much just to add the school bag and the lunch. And it's not that much to add. I mean, he's getting up early every day anyway, and he's got that routine of getting up, having breakfast, brushing his teeth, doing this. Now it's just adding, pack your bags, get your school clothes on. So it wasn't such a big crunch. Chayton was always academic. He was always he likes academics in terms of he loves his maths, his English and things like that. But the concentration side of actually applying it when he needed to, like he would literally open up a maths book or an English book and he would just go for it as a hobby almost. But I would say from coming here, the actual concentration and applying it to when he has to do tasks, like when he has to do homework, I would say that's definitely improved now. Because over the time, his concentration and the ability to actually sit still for a given period of time has greatly improved over the last 18 months.
So he's now...
So goals that he's got ahead of him now is that he's working hard at home now. And even these exercises that he does, because every day there's some sort of physical task. It could be sit-ups, it could be planks or something. Every day he's got something that he needs to do. But every time when he's feeling like, oh, do I have to? He's like, Chayton, if you really want to work towards your Winter Warrior competition and you want to achieve something there, this is all going to help you get there. So I think the goal for him is to get more experience in the competitions, but work towards actually, I mean, he would love to come out with the trophy, but we were told if you want to come out with the trophy, you're going to have to work for it. And as a family, we've grown in so many ways, like helping each other, thinking, because we're trying to set the example to Chayton, there's things that we take home as well. So we are trying to, you know, control ourselves, our emotions and our concentration. It's making us think of the way that we talk, the way that we react to situations, good situations or challenging situations. We're also not so quick to just throw in the towel now, because if we do, what we're showing our son, and that's stuff that we've learned from the sessions here, his sessions here, and what the coaches' feedback and the instructors' feedbacks have been. Because if they say something to him, it's obviously hitting a nerve somewhere in us as well. So I would say definitely join, come, and yeah, as Carlos said, be involved in the process. Don't just send them there thinking all the instructors are going to do everything. It's got to be bridged, like the family and the instructor and the school. It's all got to be,
because at the end of the day, everyone's working together. It's the parents, the school, the instructors here. So everyone will just blame each other. No, but you went there, you did so many classes, but still you are the same. Everyone needs to be involved, because the kid is, he sees what he does here, but also he wants the support from his parents back home. He's confident now to be amongst kids who are older than him and younger than him as well. So he's adapted to both sides. So I think his confidence level is way better than it was.
Yeah, he's also now, how can I say, previously, if he was in any kind of situation that he didn't feel uncomfortable with, before he started Warrior, he was definitely more somebody who would run away from a situation, whereas now each sort of time, you know, every few months you can see he's just getting that little bit more confidence and deal with the situation and process it more than actually just run away from it. So each time he's getting that little bit more confidence to deal with it a different way, not always the same way, a different way each time. Disciplining by himself, I think this comes from the competitions mainly, so where he's now trying to push, each time he tries to push to get something out of a competition, he wants to do that little bit better in a competition, each time he wants to do better. So he's pushing himself more and more at home, but it's more self-discipline, where he'll have tasks that he has to do every day to try and get there. So it'll be either exercise or fitness that he will do every day to get there. Previously, he would do the minimum, but now it's like you get, let's say for example, you've got 10 sit-ups to do today, 10 push-ups. Now he'll push himself to 10 or 15, or instead of doing 10 sit-ups, he'll do 15 just to push himself a little bit more, so that and that's self-discipline. It's not that he's just being told you have to do this. He's starting to understand that he's got to do that by himself.
We have, because his coaches, they're pushing him at the moment as well, and they have been pushing him for quite a while. His flexibility has improved, his kicks that used to be low is now high. So his coaches are always telling us that, okay, this is where he's improving now. So athletically wise and physically wise, yes, he's definitely improving.
And his core now is tough. It's like when you tell him to tense his stomach now, it's actually stiff, and that's, I guess, from every day doing the exercise, and not just on the days that he comes to the dojo, but every day at home, because he needs to maintain it if he wants to get the kicks high and if he wants to get where he wants to get. In the class they do this concentration time, and that is something that we do at home every day with him. Over the last couple of years, or especially over the last, I would say even year, more of, you know, since we started this journey, he's doing it each time a little bit longer and longer, and not only now is he learning just to concentrate and sit in silence or sit there with music, he's actually asked, can we do the visualization concentration? So where he pictures what he wants, and when he's doing his concentration time, it's going on that little bit longer, because he's actually visualizing what he wants and is in his mind going through the process of what he wants, how he's going to get there, what he's going to do, and that spills over into his personal life, not personal life, it spills over into the real life, where what he's visualizing, he's actually taking those steps in the real world to actually get there.
He's enjoying himself with the coaches, and he's learning a lot from them. They have been excellent as well in dealing with him, because they always let us know what's happening in the classes.
I'll say some of these goals, they actually come from like the mat chats. Like some of the mat chats you hear, like, you know, when they're talking in the mat chat about the theme, sometimes the goals will come from the theme. Okay, in the mat chat, this is what they spoke about, so how is that going to be your goal today? Like something from there must be in your goal at least somewhere this week. So it's not all the time, but sometimes he'll pull. So those mat chats I think really help. It's not just about going to a dojo, throwing a few punches and kicks and that's it and going home. It's something that you bring home and you bring in, it spills out into your personal life as well, your day-to-day life, things, everyday things that can help you.